alert for Pennsylvania and New Jersey as Hurricane Sandy continues to churn inland.
Winds are starting to pick up, and our region's preparing for heavy rain set to come as the storm approaches and gets closer. WFMZ's Hawley is joining us live in Easton with more. Good morning, Catherine.
Good morning, Jaciel and Eve. Yeah, the rain actually has started coming down here in Easton. It's been coming down lightly for probably about the last 20 minutes, but looks like it's definitely starting to pick up. I'm joined right now by Easton Mayor Sal Panto. Sal, what has the city done to prepare for Hurricane Sandy?
Well, everything you could think of. This is unfortunately a bittersweet experience. We've had 3 bad ones in the last 7 or 8 years, so we're prepared. What we're hoping, though, is that the residents are prepared. I know our staff is very capable. They've done a great job all weekend. They've been out, but we're concerned about the residents making sure things like garbage cans are tied down, furniture, and they're prepared for the pending power outages. That's our main concern. We've already contacted, we know we have the Red Cross shelter that you've been advertising on City Line Avenue, but we also have 2 in the city. The Boys and Girls Club offered to open up their facility, as well as St. John's Lutheran Church. So I think we're pretty much prepared, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, and we're going to do that. But as far as flooding, we're also concerned about that. This is a wide storm, as you know, all you guys are telling us in the weather department up there, and we're concerned about, although they're not predicting any storms, any flooding on the Delaware, we are concerned later in the week. If we do get this 8 inches of rain in some areas, it's going to drain into the Delaware in about 48 hours. So at the end of the week, we may see problems. We're hoping not.
Now, I know you said that all city buildings and offices are open today, but what should people know, once the storm really gets underway and we start seeing more wind and more rain, what advice do you have for people?
Well, the first thing they should do is call 911 if they have an emergency. The Emergency Management Communication Center for Northampton County is in direct contact with our police and fire and our emergency squad services. So that's the first thing they should do. Secondly, they should make sure that they check on elderly neighbors, because senior citizens sometimes feel like they want to just be independent, but maybe they just need somebody to check on them. So hopefully they'll do that as well. So we're hoping the city's prepared. And if you have a problem, call us. If you can't get through, if City Hall is closed, call 911, or you can call my hotline at 610-250-6737, and we'll get people through that way.
Great. Now, I know that you said that the Delaware and the Lehigh really aren't expected to flood right now with this storm, but are there any areas locally that you guys are monitoring that typically flood in storms like this?
Oh, definitely the Bushkill Creek we're concerned about. We'll probably evacuate our municipal garage today as a precaution. The problem in the Bushkill Creek, one of the finest natural trout producing creeks in the United States, it also now serves as the major stormwater tributary for all the development in the suburbs north and west of us. So when those storm detention basins start to fill up and they start releasing, the Bushkill can come up very, very quickly with flash flooding. Whereas the Delaware, we have a long, like maybe 48 hours of notice. People who live along the Bushkill should know that they start preparing today, getting everything off the basement floors and just being cautious.
Great. Thank you very much, Mayor Panto. That's it for us in Easton right now. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Catherine, thank you. And we'll take a short break, but we'll be right back after this.
The heaviest wind and rain has yet to hit the area, but officials are keeping an eye on areas that have flooded in the past.
Now, WFMZ's Ryan Hughes is standing by with the very latest along River Road in Reading. Ryan, good morning.
Good morning, Eve. How you doing? We are every half an hour or so, we're putting calls out to different people, trying to get the updated information as to what's going on, what's the plan of action out here. Just got off the phone with emergency services. They told me that they are fully staffed, fully ready, fully prepared for Hurricane Sandy. Couple of things that they want people to do. If you are in an extreme emergency, of course, the number to call, 911. If it's not an extreme emergency, you can give them a call over at the emergency services office, or the best thing to do is to be prepared, to try and be prepared to handle any emergency that's thrown your way. Another thing that they're telling me to do, and we are already seeing this out here, we're standing right on the bank of the Schuylkill River. Some people are walking down this path. We see a couple of bicycles out, a lot of cars driving through the city right now. As you've been reporting all morning long, even Jaciel, is that a lot of businesses, a lot of schools are, of course, off today. That they say that's not an invitation to go outside, walk around, drive around. They want everyone to stay indoors as much as possible. You do not have to go outside. please don't do it. They said that opens the door for a lot of potential dangers. One other thing that they're saying is that a shelter is being opened at noon here in Reading at the high school. Another call I made was to Pennsylvania State Police, and they're encouraging everyone to follow a new law that was enacted in July. And what it is for people going around road signs. If there is a sign that says this is a road closed or a barricade, you're not allowed to go around it. If you do, you will face a penalty of $250. That could be up to $250. Now it gets even worse. If you do go around it and you get stuck in the water, then the penalty goes from $250 all the way up to maybe possibly $500. Also, 2 points on your license. And if you get stuck in the water, you have to pay for the emergency services to do that. What happens, they say, is you think you can get around it and you can easily get stuck. So that really opens the door for possibility, some dangerous occurrences that could happen. That's why they don't want anyone to risk their personal safety. We've also reached out to BARDA. According to their website, they say that the morning service is running, but do expect delays that, of course, is subject to change as the morning goes on and as the conditions get worse. We're going to continue to place calls. We're reaching out to the Reading's mayor to see how he's handling the storm. We're also reaching out to area hotels, what may be open in case you need to go seek a shelter or seek a different place to stay during Hurricane Sandy. For now, we're live in Reading. Ryan Hughes, Jaciel Eve, back to you guys.
All right, lots of information there. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, appreciate that.
All right, let's get another check of our forces in effect for Pennsylvania and New Jersey as Hurricane Sandy continues to churn inland.
Winds are starting to pick up now, and our region is preparing for heavy rain set to come as the storm approaches. WFMZ's Catherine Hawley is standing by on Larry Holmes Drive in Easton with the very latest. Catherine.
Jaciel, the rain's been coming down out here pretty steadily for the last 45 minutes. I'd say it's about a drizzle right now, but it's definitely picking up. We've also seen pretty strong wind gusts on and off throughout the whole morning. Now, emergency officials say folks who want to be prepared for this hurricane should have a survival kit at home. They recommend that you have at least 3 days worth of supplies in that kit, including food, non-perishable foods, water, batteries, flashlights, medicines that you may need, some cash, and also a first aid kit just to be prepared. I actually went out to the grocery store last night when I got finished my work shift to try to get some things to bring with me to work today, and they were actually clean out of bread and water. I checked in with a few stores in the area this morning to find out if they got any deliveries today and what you can expect, and I'll update you on that coming up in the next half hour. For now, live in Easton, Catherine Hawley, 69 News.
The conditions there.
That's where we find Bo Koltnow. He's standing by live in Hellertown. Bo, good morning.
Good morning, Eve. Good morning, Jaciel. I want to get this out there right away. About a half hour ago, we did speak with the Lowe's on MacArthur Road. They do have about 40 generators left. However, that was a half hour ago. The woman told me that there was a long line for those. We've been reporting throughout the day that all of the stores in the area have been completely sold out of generators. But again, the Lowe's on 145 does have some left. Half hour ago, they had 40, but they are going quick. Now, current conditions right now, you can tell the rain, it has dwindled, but the wind, that's picking up. Just within the last 30 seconds, I can really feel the gusts behind me. You can see Route 412 here in Hellertown. It's going okay. 78 above, that's going fine as well. We did get the first reports of power outages. 45 people, according to PPL's website, in Northampton County. Williams Township are reporting no power. That's the only power outages that we've seen throughout the morning so far. We've also been calling all of the grocery stores in the area to see who has water, who has bread, who doesn't. Out of every place we've called, which is just about everyone in the region, the Hellertown Giant does not have water. The Copley Giant does not have water. The other grocery stores, the Wegmans, the Weiss, etc., they do have water, but it is dwindling. So again, conditions right now, the rain has tapered off, the wind is picking up, but we will certainly let you know what's going on here throughout the day. But for now, in Hellertown, back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Bo, thank you. Well, folks in Reading are also getting ready for the nasty weather.
WFMZ's Ryan Hughes is along the Schuylkill River in Reading with a special guest. Ryan, good morning.
Good morning, Jaciel. Good morning, Eve. We are now being joined by the mayor of Reading, Vaughn Spencer, and you got the umbrella, thankfully, because you're not dressed for a hurricane right now.
That's right. No, I'm not. I just left City Hall because, you know, I've got meetings going on there yet today. But you know, we're starting now to begin to see the rain and the wind building up. 9:35 this morning, I signed our declaration of disaster emergency paperwork, and what that allows us to do is to skip through the bidding process. So obviously, if we need things for emergency, we can go ahead and purchase them. And it also kicks in the FEMA process.
Talk to me about the meeting that you had just a short time ago with emergency management. What was discussed in that meeting, and what's the plan of action for this storm?
Well, this is actually a follow-up meeting to what we had Friday. Basically, it was, you know, kind of crossing the T's and dotting the I's on the plan. Our emergency operations center is the third floor of City Hall. We've asked for representatives from Public Works, Police, and Fire to be there, along with some of the other logistics that need to take place. My Public Works public information person will be there also to field any information from the public, or the media, I should say. But more or less what it involved was just getting the information out to all of the parties involved. As you know, we're part of the NIMS process, which is the National Organization for Emergency Situations. So whether it's reporting to the county or to the state, the format's the same. So they know who the incident managers are. Right now, our incident managers are Jim Conrad and Sean Hart. And of course, the incident commanders as our chief of fire and chief of police.
Obviously, we're dealing with a significant storm that this is expected to be. What's a warning? What's a message that you're putting out to city residents to be safe?
Yeah, the message we're putting out now is don't come out unless you have to. You know, basically, we would prefer that you stay in and stay safe. Reading High School is the emergency shelter, so people who are in the low-lying areas that are fearful, they can go up to the high school. It opens up at 12 o'clock. Yes. And, of course, they'll have food. If there are elderly people that can't get out and are in need of food, they contact the Red Cross, or if they call the non-emergency number at City Hall, then we will coordinate that to make sure that somebody gets out to them with food. The good thing is, as you know, Ryan, we're not expecting the river to flood as we saw in Agnes.
That's why we're standing here, because it's been an issue in the past, as you were just mentioning. So what are the numbers out? What's it expected to crest?
Well, we're told that tomorrow they're expecting the river to crest at 12.4 feet, which is well in the situation. That's good news for us. Our biggest concern right now is going to be the wind, falling trees, and power outages. Yeah. That's going to be the biggest concern right now.
You were saying to me that you don't want people to call 911 unless they have an emergency. But you're going to have firefighters, you're going to have police out throughout the storm.
Police, our first responders will be out. However, if there is an emergency, call 911. If it's a non-emergency, call the police non-emergency number. All right. And I guess the other issue is, if there are down traffic lights in intersections, treat them as you enter with caution, that you would with a four-way stop area. These are all things that, you know, you got to constantly remind people about. And please, if there's a barricade closing off a street area, don't try to drive through the barricade and enter onto the street, because you liable to get stuck, and then we got to send first responders out to save you. So please stay indoors if you don't have to come out.
Good message, Mayor. Thank you so much, first of all, for coming down and talking with us, braving the elements.
Sure.
In the suit and everything.
I kind of got rid of my old football gear, or else I'd have that on right now.
Thank you again. I appreciate it. All right, Eve, Jaciel, back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks so much, Ryan.
Jaciel and Eve, back over to you.
All right, Matt, thanks. Well, things are expected to get messy all over the region, of course, including in Berks County.
We continue our live team coverage now in Exeter Township, where WFMZ's Kimberly Davidow is joining us with the latest on conditions there. Kimberly.
Hi, guys. Well, the last time that I was here, I have to tell you that the wind gusts have most certainly improved and increased, that is, here in Exeter Township. So the best bet is to stay inside, you know, stay out of harm's way, try not to travel on the roads. Right now, we're going to pan over to 422 bypass. As you can see, there are still cars traveling along the road, but be sure to be careful. The roads are most certainly slick. Like I said, the wind gusts have picked up here in Exeter Township, so you want to play it safe and smart. The last thing that you want to do is not only jeopardize your life, but other people's lives as well. Now, I was also in communication with several hotels here in the area, including the Holiday Inn Express by the Reading Regional Airport. They said that they still have rooms available. The Inn at Reading, located in Wyomissing, they also have rooms available, as well as the Comfort Inn in Reading. They have rooms available as well. Basically, if you are looking to probably check into a hotel and stay put there, if you're from out of town and you just don't want to get off, if you just don't want to get on the roads, that is, just as a warning to you folks out there, some area hotels, they do not have emergency generators, which means if they lose power, they're out of luck. So just keep that in mind. That might be a pretty decent question to ask the hotel concierge if they have like any type of emergency generators as backups, just in case if in fact the area that you are deciding to check in at indeed loses electricity. So just to keep that in mind. So we'll have more coverage for you coming up in our broadcast as we continue our continuing coverage regarding Hurricane Sandy, that is. So for now, reporting live in Exeter Township, Kimberly Davidow, 69.
Kimberly Davidow.
She's standing by live in Berks County with the latest on conditions there. Kim, thank you for braving the storm for us this morning and this afternoon.
Hey, you know, it's just part of the job description. You know, we try our very best to keep our viewers in the know and for them to know all the information as we start to get all the information. Now, the last time that I was on the air, I was telling you that the wind gusts were most certainly picking up. And I'll tell you one thing, you guys. When I was sitting waiting for this live shot right now, I was in the live truck with my photographer, and probably we felt the biggest gusts of wind hit our live truck. It definitely shook us a little bit, and my photographer and I just looked at each other and said, "Oh, okay." So it's just about noon, and the wind is most certainly picking up. So Hurricane Sandy is definitely going to be leaving her mark for sure. So depending on which areas in the county that you're from, you know, it might be different. So right now we're going to take a look along the 422 bypass, as we've been reporting since earlier this morning. At this time now, which is probably a little bit past noon, you know, if you can get off the roads, please do so, because Sandy is only going to get worse. So you just don't want to not only endanger your life, but endanger other people's lives, especially on the roads. If you're planning on going to area supermarkets to get the last minute essentials like your milk and your eggs and even water, certain areas that I have called here in the county, specifically in Reading, in Wyomissing, as well as in Exeter, the giant supermarkets have told me that they still have bread, milk, and eggs. However, their supplies on water are extremely limited. Same thing with Y supermarkets and Redner's. So just to keep that on your radars for all of you at home. Regarding hotel accommodations, if some of our viewers happen to be from out of town, you know, if you need to check into a hotel, definitely do so. From all the hotels in our area here in Berks that I've spoken with, they said that the rooms they do have available. They have even some set aside specifically for emergencies, for people that are in need. And as you can see right now, the wind gust is most certainly picking up as I'm trying to talk about hotel accommodations. But basically, when it comes to hotels, make sure that you speak with the appropriate people that work at the front desk, because if they lose power, some of the area hotels, they do not have emergency generators, which means that if they lose power, there's no power. They're not going to be getting back until Med or PPL, they fix the problems. So regarding the conditions outside, if you know someone that is driving currently, please be sure to tell them to get off the roads as soon as possible, because Sandy is only going to get worse. So right now, that's all I have to report at this moment, but we have wall-to-wall coverage for you, so be sure to continue to stay with us on Channel 69 News. For now, I'm Kimberly Davidow reporting live from Exeter Township.
All right, Kimberly, don't blow away on us. Thank you. We continue our team coverage now with WFMZ's Jaccii Farris.
She's been braving the storm for us in Quakertown, and she joins us live with the latest on the conditions there. Jaccii, are things getting worse, would you say?
They are getting a lot worse. What we're seeing, increased winds right now, and I want to tell you exactly where we're at. We're at 309, where it meets with 313 and 663. We've got a lot of traffic, people still on the roads, but as the wind and the rain is picking up, we're seeing a lot of a steady stream into the sewers here and everything, and people going by, driving quickly, hydroplaning. We've seen a couple of cars that just have kind of skidded to a stop because there's so much water in certain spots. These roads aren't exactly even in all areas. Want to tell you what's going on here. We made a couple of calls to Giant, Redner's, grocery stores in the area say they do have some of the basics, but things like water and batteries are selling out very quickly. So my advice to you is some advice that I got from somebody in at the McDonald's. She said, you know, I went to go get some water and they were sold out. So you know what I did? I went home and I got a bunch of glasses and I filled them up from my tap, put them in my refrigerator, and I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed that, you know, that I have enough. And that's something to keep in mind. If you don't have to go out, stay home. These winds are only going to get stronger. The roads are going to be, you know, very dangerous. You may think it's just water, but if there's an accident, not only are the drivers involved, but you also have the emergency crews who are out trying to take care of folks that are getting stranded and things like that. So if they don't have to, the less they have to go out. Can you see this? Can you see it just picked up? It just picked up. So basically, stay home and stay safe because this is really getting nasty out here, and it's only going to get worse. We are just at the beginning of all of this. So if you don't have to drive, stay home. That's my advice to you guys. We're live in Quakertown. Jaccii, Farris, 69 News.
All right. And also, in addition to
well, folks in Berks County are getting ready for the nasty weather as well as all over the region.
Yeah, WFMZ's Ryan Hughes is along the Schuylkill River in Reading with more. Ryan?
Guys, we just checked in with some power companies in the area, and they told me that Med-Ed is reporting right now about 640 people in Berks County out of power. I spoke to Scott Surgener on the phone. He said that it is weather related. He's not sure if it's down power lines, if that's the case, or if it's down trees that knocked them over. He's not sure as to where in the county that the problem stems from, but they are being reported. Right now, PPL is not reporting any power outages. We also had a chance to speak with the Red Cross just a short time ago. The emergency shelter here in the city of Reading opened up within the hour. It's over at Reading High School. And this is for people that if you do lose power, it's a safe haven out with if you don't have the electricity. They're asking you to bring your own towels, your own blankets and pillows. They will provide cots. They will provide meals. Right now, they don't anticipate to open any more shelters throughout the area because they say they don't have the manpower, but they will open other ones if they have to.
It really just depends on the situation. If we get flooding in different areas, then obviously we would consider opening other shelters. But at this point, we really want to just consolidate the resources. We don't have the ability to open 15, 20 different shelters across the county.
So if you do go and seek refuge at just shelter, they want you to go and speak with a neighbor and let them know where you're going. Leave them a phone number. Let them know who in your household is going to. Also, we spoke with emergency services just a short time ago. Also, they want people to stay off the roads. They want people to stay out of this area in particular. We're by the Schuylkill where it's expected the waters to rise just a little bit, but not above flooding, which is a good thing. But they don't want people just to come down here and check out the situation and to see what's going on. Also, in the city of Reading, trash collection has been canceled for today. It's been pushed back 2 days. So if you get usually your trash picked up on a Monday, now it's on Wednesday and Tuesday on Thursday. They also want you to, if you already brought your bins to the side of the curb, to bring them in because they could easily get airborne. Also, election signs, people, they want them, if you haven't done so already, bring them in. Anything, they just do not want the chance to fly through the air. Right now, the winds aren't really too much of an issue. All we really have right now is steady rain, but things are expected, obviously, to get worse as the day goes on. For now, we're live in Reading. Ryan Hughes, 69.